Hi, I'm Vicky. Welcome to my channel and to this morning yoga flow. This is going to be a nice and slow and steady flow to really just give your body a chance to awaken, bring some energy in, and to clear the mind and just get you totally ready to face whatever the day ahead may bring. There's no props involved today, so it's one that you can literally roll out of bed, roll out your yoga mat and get started with. So we're going to begin today in a comfortable seat on your mat, bringing your hands to rest on your knees or just in the lap. Lengthening through the spine, then go ahead and close the eyes. Taking a big breath in through the nose. Big sigh through the mouth. And then breathing in and out through just the nose. And without trying to change the breath, just bring all of your awareness to it. So by that, I mean listening to the sounds with each inhale and exhale. Noticing the temperature of the air as it passes through. And even feeling how your body moves to accommodate each inhale and exhale. So just being really present here with the breath. And as you do so, you may notice your thoughts just fizzling away and your mind becoming calm and quiet. And let's take a second here to set an intention for how we would like to set the tone of our day. So to do that, bring to mind just one word. So perhaps if your day is busy, you may want to choose a word like focus or creativity, or it can be a word like joy, peace, calm. So try not to overthink it, just whatever word comes to mind to suit your day today. Go ahead and say that to yourself now. And then when you're ready, open up the eyes. Draw your right ear down towards your right shoulder to stretch the side of the neck. You can even bring the hand to rest on the temple. Checking in for any tightness, any tension in the neck or the shoulder. And using your exhale to just release and soften. Taking it to the other side now, lowering your left ear to left shoulder. Noticing what's going on this side. And then come back to neutral, bringing your hands down by your side. And as you inhale, reach both hands up overhead, palms come to touch. Look up at the palms. And on your next exhale, float your right hand down to your right till it meets the ground. And when it gets there, take a side body stretch. And make sure you're just lightly pressing into that right hand, just keeping both hips grounded here. Sometimes when we take a side body stretch, we can go a little too far and lift one hip. We don't want to do that. Try and keep both grounded on your mat here. Breathing space into the side body with every inhale. Maybe melting a little further into your stretch with each exhale. And on your next inhale, bring both hands back up overhead, palms come to touch, look up. And as you exhale, left hand comes down to the ground, taking it to the other side. Same thing here, lightly press into that left hand to keep both hips grounded. Bringing space into the side body here. And on your next inhale, both hands reach up overhead, palms come to touch, look up. Interlace the fingers and then flip the wrists so your palms are now facing up towards the sky. Bring your gaze back out in front of you and then really reach those hands up away from you, really stretch. You can add in some movement, maybe shimmying side to side, drawing a figure 8 with your shoulders, just whatever feels good for you here. As you're ready, release the fingers, float all 10 fingers down to the mat. And then take the hands out in front of you, Walking the hands and the arms out in front as you come to fold over your legs, maybe resting on the elbows or the forearms, or you can take it further. Then let the head be really heavy here as you breathe into the low back and the hips. Lift your head and walk your hands back towards your legs. And then take the hands slightly back behind you as you plant your feet on your mat nice and wide. And we'll windshield wiper the knees. So just taking them one side and then the other, wakening up the hips. Before we take it to the other side, so crossing the legs again, but this time bringing the other heel in close to the pelvis. So the side that maybe feels a little less natural to you, maybe it's a little tighter, I know it is for me. Lengthen through the spine as you inhale and then exhale, fold forward once more. Noticing how this side maybe feels different to the other side, maybe it doesn't. Just breathing into whatever sensations you feel. And when you're ready, lifting up, walk those hands back towards you. Plant the soles of your feet down on the mat in front of you and bring the heels in nice and close to the pelvis, as close as you can, wrapping your arms around the outside of your knees. And then slide the hands under the feet, trying to get your toes to touch your wrists if they can. Otherwise, no problem, just as close as you can get them will be fine. And then begin to really press your feet into your hands. So you're stretching through the soles of the feet here. And then let the head be heavy, tuck your chin in towards your chest. Breathe into your back. Gently release and unravel. Make your way into a child's pose. But for this child's pose, see if you can do it with the toes tucked. Still stretching the soles of the feet, waking them up before they have to carry you through your day. Maybe even bringing the pinky toes down to touch. And then melt your heart down to the mat. Bring your forehead down as well. And at any point, you can bring the tops of the feet down to the mat if this is uncomfortable. Just finding a shape that suits you. As you're ready, round through to a tabletop position, bringing your wrists under your shoulders. And from here, we'll move through cat-cow, but we're going to add in a little bit of extra movement here. So you can do this with the toes tucked or the tops of the feet down, whatever you prefer. And as you inhale, lower the belly, lift the tailbone, lift your heart, and add in some movement, whether it's forwards and back or side to side, whatever feels good for you. And then as you exhale, continue with that movement as you round your back, draw your chin in towards your chest. So we're not worrying about how this looks. Instead, we're just really finding something that feels good. Let's just do one more each way. And then make your way back to neutral. And as you inhale, lift your right arm, look up at the thumb. And as you exhale, thread the needle, bring your right shoulder and your right temple down to the mat. And you can leave your left hand down on the mat here if you wish, or you can lift the hand up to the sky, maybe wrap it around the body, finding the right hip crease with your fingers. As you're ready, bringing that left hand back down to the mat if it's not already there. Push into the left hand to lift you up. Right arm comes up to the sky, look up, and exhale, plant the hand. And we'll take it to the other side. Inhaling to lift, exhale to thread the needle. Same options here with the hand. Maybe finding that left hip crease this time with the right fingers, or keeping with the right hand down on the mat. Bringing the right hand back to the mat if it's not already there. Begin to push into that hand to lift you up. Left hand reaches up high, and exhale. Both hands down on the mat here. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, lift the hips. Find your downward facing dog. Pedaling through the legs, just giving your hamstrings time to awaken here. Shaking out the head maybe if that feels good. Before finding your way into stillness. When you get there, just check in with the hands. Make sure that your fingers are spread really wide and that you're gripping evenly into the mat. So you're not collapsing your weight here into your wrists, but instead you're really gripping evenly into your mat. Your hips lift up high to the sky. When you're ready, bend the knees and walk the feet to meet the hands, keeping them hip distance apart. And then slide the hands under the feet for gorilla pose. So same thing here as we did seated. We're trying to get the toes to touch the wrists if that's accessible. And then just really tune in to that sensation of your weight down on your hands. Let the head be heavy, big bend through the knees. Slide those hands out, give them a little shake, and slowly come to round your way up to standing. Coming to the top of your mat, you can keep the feet hip distance apart here. Let the arms be heavy, hands hang down by your sides. Go ahead and close your eyes. Lift all 10 toes up, spread them wide and set them down. And imagine that you've just stepped into footprints on the sand and you're really evenly stepping your way into the soles of your feet, into those footprints. Maybe you can feel the arches of your feet lift as you do so. As you inhale, imagine that you are soaking up energy through the soles of your feet and it's traveling up the whole of your body all the way to the crown of your head. Maybe you stand a little taller as you do so. And as you exhale, feel your shoulder blades melt down the back, shoulders away from the ears. Maybe noticing if you're swaying a little. That's perfectly normal. Go ahead and open up the eyes. Step the feet towards one another. And as you inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Look up at your palms. And as you exhale, we'll take eagle arms, wrapping the right arm under the left. Maybe even the palms can wrap around one another here. You can keep a soft bend through the knees, engage your core lightly, and you can choose to be still here or add in some gentle movement, reaching those elbows up and then down toward your belly. Just finding something that feels really good here. Be mindful. Gently release, and as you inhale, reach your arms up overhead once more. Look up at the palms. And as you exhale, take eagle arms again, this time with the left arm under right. And same thing here, you can choose to be still or to add in a little bit of movement. Unravel the arms, reach up as you inhale, look up at your thumbs, and exhale, bring your hands to heart center. From here, find your drishti and begin to send your weight onto your left leg as you come into tree pose with the right leg. So you can do tree pose resting your heel of your right foot on your top of your left foot, or resting it on the inner calf or the inner thigh. Just make sure that you avoid the knee joint here. And as much as you're pushing into the standing leg with the sole of your foot, push back with that standing leg. So you're finding two opposing lines of energy. Bring your hands to your hips or maybe out to the sides. No worries if you wobble. Just come straight back to it. Bringing balance into our movement practice is so good for increasing our focus and our concentration levels throughout the day. So just approach it with a playful attitude. Don't be too hard on yourself if you wobble. From here, release your tree pose, but keep your right knee and your right leg lifted. Hands come to heart center. Begin to bend the left leg as you step back to a lunge position. And then from here, pivot on both feet. So you're now stepping out wide on your mat. And then slightly turn your toes inwards towards one another. So you're slightly pigeon-toed, just a little. Bring your hands to your low back and interlace the fingers. Allow your shoulders to roll back. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forwards. When you get as low as you're going to go, allow your hands and your arms to peel away from you. Gaze down at your mat. Breathe here, feeling those hamstrings fire on. Full even breaths through the nose. And when you're ready, bring your hands back to your low back first. Bend the knees and begin to round your way up to standing. And then pivot on the feet. Find your lunge once more. And then begin to send your weight into your front leg, so your left leg. And use momentum here. Use your core strength as well to step to the front of your mat. From here, we'll take tree pose on the left side. So again, finding whatever spot works best for you, just avoiding the knee. Find your drishti to help you to keep focused and balanced. And again, no worries if you wobble. Let's do something different with our hands this time. So maybe bring them to heart center or up overhead. And try not to hold the breath. Keep the breath coming evenly and fully. Nourishing breaths, energizing the body. When you're ready, releasing your tree pose, keeping that left leg lifted, hands come to the heart center. Begin to bend the right leg as you step back to a lunge. And then again, pivoting on the feet, taking a nice wide step on your mat, turning the toes in just a little. Bring your hands to your hips this time. Inhale to stand tall. Exhale to hinge at the hips. Fold forwards once more, and this time plant your hands down on the mat under your shoulders and send your elbows back behind you, gazing down between the two thumbs. Depending on how wide you're standing here, your head may come down to the mat. That's absolutely fine. And then from here, place your left hand in the middle of the mat. Press into that left hand to lift the chest a little, giving you length. And as you inhale, lift your right arm up, look up at the right thumb for a twist. Exhale, lower down, place the right hand where the left hand is, press into that hand, lift up, left hand comes up to the sky, twisting the other way. And exhale, lower down, bring the hands down under the shoulders once more, elbows point back behind you. From here, begin to bend the knees, bring your hands to your hips, round all the way up to standing. Find your lunge, pivoting on the feet once more, facing the front of your mat. And same thing here, begin to send your weight into your front heel and your front foot, and step to the front. From here, inhale, reach up, look up at your thumbs, and exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift, shoulder blades come towards one another, look ahead. And exhale, plant the hands, and from here come to sit on your shins. And we'll take a rabbit pose here. So to do that, you're going to lower your head down to the mat, similar to how we do in child's pose. But this time, bringing the crown of your head as close to the knees as you can. When you get there, cup the heels with your hands. And begin to lift the hips. Breathe into the back. And lower down. From here, take a child's pose. You can take an extended child's pose with the arms out in front of you, or take Balasana with the hands down by your feet. Take a really big breath in through the nose. Fill the lungs with air. And exhale, let it all go, emptying completely. And when you're ready, slowly rising up to a seated position. Coming back to that comfortable seat on your mat. Bring your hands to your heart center, lift your heart to meet the thumbs, and close the eyes. Take a big breath in through the nose. One last sigh through the mouth. And before we finish our practice, bring to mind that one word that you use as your intention to set the tone for your day, and just say it to yourself one more time, bringing a gentle smile to your face and sealing in your practice with Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you have a great day. Please do subscribe to my channel. Feel free to check out all the other videos on there. And I look forward to practicing with you again soon on the Feather and Flow Yoga YouTube channel.